Hey, what's going on, everybody? Michael here. Just wanted to come on here, just do a quick trade recap of how today went, the mistakes I made, and how I can improve. Obviously, moving forward. Ended up taking one trade today. Unfortunately, it was an L. It was a losing trade on gold. Excuse my voice. I have a little bit of cold, but essentially what I saw was price coming off of this H4 supply. I was looking for buys, even though price was clearly coming off of this H4 supply, and the reason I was looking for buy was solely for the fact that we did have this M15 demand created here in London, as you can see right here. It was created here in London in confluence with also the H1 time frame. Right here, we also had an H1 demand, as you can see right here. This is an H1 demand. So essentially, I had my stops below the H1 demand. I was betting on this M15 demand holding and giving a bullish move up. I was wrong, because the reason I was wrong was simply for the fact that we did have the H4 time frame bearish at the time. You could consider this the higher low, like as an elbow, or you could consider this. Either way, we did break past break and close below this body, making this officially in a bearish market structure, looking at the H4 time frame. And I do mainly use the H4 time frame for my directional bias, so that's definitely a mistake on my side. I should not have been looking for buys, looking for the fact that price did shift bearish, but apart from that, that's pretty much it, really. So yeah, I ended up with price went straight into stop loss, and essentially kept on hitting to the downside. There was really no opportunity. This was the other opportunity that was presented, but obviously I'm not going to take it because I can clearly see prices coming off of this H1 demand. So if price is coming off demand, I don't know if this is going to hold, even though it was created during session. It was an M15 M5 supply. I don't know if it's going to hold. So obviously price could have easily kept on hitting to the upside from here, but it did keep on hitting to the downside. So really there was no selling opportunity or entry opportunity for me to capitalize on this move right here. Price made it all the way down to the H4 demand, and then from there is where we're seeing the bullish move come in from. But if anything, this should have been my entry right here, this M15 in confluence with the low day. But of course, if price had respected this M15 demand and started giving a bullish move up, this was very likely going to get invalidated, and price would have essentially kept on heading to the upside, because again, it did respect this H1 M15 demand that was created through London. So my only mistake, once again, is for the fact it's okay to bet on M15. This is like my B plus setup, taking a trade solely based off an M15 demand that was 15 demand or supply that was created during London session in confluence with the H1 demand or supply. However, in this case, I should have definitely kept in mind that the H4 did shift bearish, so we were literally given the lower high push. After creating the lower low, we were given that lower high to then continue the next leg down to the downside. So I was literally buying at a lower high when I should have been selling at a lower high, which is all good. Looking at the daily time frame, this was also another thing that I didn't quite like. This this pattern right here, I've seen it on the lower time frames, I've seen it on the higher time frames. This is not a pullback, okay? This is not price. When I see this, I see reversal. Okay, now I don't know how to explain this pattern, but I can see it. I've seen it in the past, and I could tell this was not a pullback. This was very likely gonna be a reversal, and price was gonna not head to the upside from here, but actually give a massive bearish move down, give that reversal, and then keep on hitting to the downside. And I was right, as you can see. I did write that down on my. This was kind of like my thought process as I was trading earlier this morning. So it's all good. It is what it is. It happens. I learned from it. So next time I see this, guess what? I won't take the buys, especially if I have the H4 time frame against me, which I did have in this case. The second thing is UJ. I did miss out on a beautiful 1-3. I didn't want to catch a falling knife looking at the H4 time frame, which is why I didn't want to. I don't want to be that guy who predicted the bottom. But again, I definitely could have traded that pullback. Essentially, price was coming off of this H1, H4. Even the daily demand, we never really closed below the daily demand, as you can see clearly. We ended up holding, respecting the daily demand and giving the bullish move up. So this was what I was looking at. This was I had already set this up. This was the M15 M5. This was the M15, as you can see right here, M15 supply during pre-New York, and then we also had the M5 perfectly influenced right below it. Actually, that's where the volume is coming in from. This M5 time frame, so that was below the previous structure point. Essentially, we would have caught an easy 122 or even a 123, an easy 1 to 2.5 really, targeting this M15 London. So this is also another perfect example how the London tends to hold. This was a trade that I had set up, and as you can see, would have played out beautifully for 1 to 2. But of course, I wasn't gonna take the sale as price was coming off these higher time frame demands. But even though price was coming off the higher time frame demands, because we had the H4 time frame bearish and we had higher time frames in our favor, the M15 demand created during London ended up holding. We had our stops, we had the loading confluence stops above there, easy 1 to 2, it would have been hit. Although this is not the trade I would have taken realistically, I just wanted to kind of like see how the M15 would hold. I just wanted to see if it would hold or not. In this case, it did end up holding. But yeah, I ended up missing out on a beautiful 1 to 2.5. As you can see, price kept on completely heading to the upside after respecting these demands and giving my entry confirmation. So moving forward, if I see this, I'm obviously going to take it. I'm trading that pullback into a supply, even though technically it wasn't even super bearish, right? It wasn't even super bearish. Looking at the H4 time frame now, I definitely could have capitalized on it, but it's all good. Targeting this H4 supply right here. But again, it's all good. It happens. I was being quite selective, and because for the fact that I had already taken a loss on gold, I don't want to force it. So I just wanted to stick to one trade, and yeah. But again, it would have played out. So next time I see this, I definitely would have taken. I guess something to keep in mind is this is not like, it's not. It didn't give me the entry confirmation right after. Respecting the H1 demand, you can clearly see it gave higher high, higher low. So got here, H1 demand respected it, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I was technically entering at the second or third higher low, if that makes sense. So this was definitely something I could have capitalized on. But moving forward, then I'm definitely gonna be taking these trades because, again, price is coming off of a higher time from demand, gives me my entry confirmation on the M15 M5 supply. Pre-New York previous session setting is up. This was literally my A+ setup right there, but it's all good. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here, do a quick trade recap on how today went. I did make a couple mistakes, which is all good. Moving forward, I won't be making these mistakes. So yes, that's pretty much it for today. We'll see if tomorrow we end up taking a trade if an opportunity presents itself, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.